Welcome back to 5 Minute Lessons. Today we're looking at the differences between unincorporated businesses and limited companies, the concepts of risk, ownership, and limited liability. We're going to be looking at recommending and justifying a suitable form of business organization to owners, management in a given situation, and we'll be looking at business organizations in the public sector, for example, public corporations. So the first thing we'll be looking at is unincorporated businesses versus limited companies. Now, an unincorporated business is basically a sole trader or a partnership. There's no separate legal identity. This means that the death of an owner means the business ends. The business and the owner are the same. Individuals or owners can be sued, and they have unlimited liability, which means that if the business is in debt, the personal possessions of the owners will be sought to pay off the debt. Now, with limited companies, PLCs and LTDs, private limited companies and public limited companies, they have a separate legal status from the company. So the death of an owner means the business continues. The business and owner are not the same. The business can sue and be sued. They have limited liability, which means that if the business is in debt, the owner's possessions are not sought, but instead they lose their investment to pay off the debts. Okay, so any shares in the business may be lost. They can raise large sums of capital through selling shares. Now, looking at risk, ownership, and limited liability. Okay, so if we're looking at sole traders, there's a high risk with sole traders, all under one owner. Okay, and it's owned by one individual. They have unlimited liability. With partnerships, there's a medium to high risk. It's now on the partners, and remember, you can have like just above 2 partners, maybe around 20 max partners. So ownership, there's more than one, and they also have unlimited liability. With private limited companies, the risk is now medium. Okay, if you lose anything, you're just going to lose your investment. Okay, so it's limited to shareholders' investment. It's family, friends, and selected people. Those are the types of shareholders, and they have limited liability. In public limited companies, the risk is medium to low. Again, you only lose your investment. And the ownership is open to all people. Okay, so a shareholder can be anyone. And again, they have limited liability. Okay, so you've got some scenarios now, and it says below are 4 different scenarios. Pause the video and decide on whether each of the following scenarios is a sole trader, partnership, private limited company, or public limited company. Okay, so pause the video now and spend a few minutes on that. The answers are on the next slide. Okay, hopefully you paused the video and you had a go at that, and you would have found that the first one is a public limited company, the second one is a partnership, the third one is a private limited company, and the fourth one is a sole trader. So well done if you got that right. Now, we've got another scenario for you. As an IGCSE business student, you have been asked to advise the directors of ABC Limited on whether they should remain as a private limited company or transition into a public limited company. So the scenario is below. Have a read over that and discuss whether you think they should remain as a private limited company or transition into a public limited company. What are the advantages and disadvantages of remaining as a private limited company, or what are the advantages and disadvantages of transitioning to a public limited company? Have a go at that. Now, the public sector. The public sector includes all businesses owned by the state and local government, for example, hospitals, schools, fire services, and other government departments. If a business is failing, the government can step in to nationalize it and come under government ownership. Public corporations are usually businesses which have been nationalized, for example, the water supply or electricity. Advantages of the public sector is that it allows for one central entity to take control. For example, 2 water supplies would cause chaos. Can you imagine all of the pipelines under the ground that will have to be constructed? It prevents consumers from being taken advantage of by a monopoly. It allows for the government to save a company or industry and jobs. Disadvantages includes no competition. Therefore, there's no incentive to be innovative or reduce wastage. Government subsidies can lead to reliance and inefficiency. And it's also funded by the taxpayer. Thanks for joining that session. Good luck with your exams. Don't forget to share, subscribe, like, and comment. Take care.